Welcome to Mining Base Alpha. This was made in 2017 by a spooky Skello. They want to get back into mapping and they wanted advice on how maybe to improve, so I'll be glad to provide some of that. Bit of an addition today as well. You'll be seeing these Patreon credits at the start of my playthrough videos going forward. Until now, I just had those credits in my big documentary and playthrough videos, and these Doom ones were really just a screensaver that I could do whenever I wanted. But then I realised it made no sense for people not to be credited in 90% of my videos, so here they are. If you do want your name on there, and yet another Discord server in your life, and the early access to my big playthrough and documentary videos, then have a look at David X Newton on Patreon. Maybe I'll come up with some Doom-specific rewards as well. Alright, so a little secret back here. Always check behind you. We've got a little shrine to Hitler and Commander Keen. I suppose he's a monster, isn't he? So, unfortunately, we do have to shoot him down from his rope there. He's kind of resilient for an 8-year-old, rendered in EGA. Alright, anyway, let's start the map properly. This room is very cuboid, I think is the word for it. Usually, you know, you've got so much you can do in the Doom engine. Make slants off to the right, put computers in the walls, make the ceiling a bit lower here and a bit higher over there. There's so many things you can do with it. So, that's probably the number one thing. Just to... Yeah, you've got a bit here of these different heights. And this carpeted pathway going along the corridor. So, it looks like an interesting little outdoor area there as well. There we go. That's interesting having a... Oh no, I was going to say a pre-opened door, but it wasn't. It was just that the monsters could open it. Alright, so we've got a little pond down here, and I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe some sort of big pulse laser that's going down into it, perhaps? I don't know. This... Oh, it looked like a secret to me, but it's just the pattern of the wall. So over here, yeah, I can see what you're doing here, because you don't want the door to go all the way to the ceiling, so you hide it with this sector that's coming down there. Instead of doing that, you can tuck the sector in a bit and make it part of the wall. That goes for the same way over here. Yeah, you've done the same thing over here. If you tuck that in a bit, make it flush with the wall there, then the doorway's a bit inset, and it looks like an actual doorway instead of a door that's just painted onto the wall. Okay, there we go. Got a lot of open space here and really very few enemies to put into it. You could definitely afford to put some threats up on the sides. Again, you know, use differing heights. At the moment, it's very, very plain and very, very tall, which are things that you probably want to avoid. Even just some vegetation, some stalactite things, and some monsters up on this side, and, you know, just feel free to go nuts with it. Very small little rescue stream if you fall in. All right, and we get the chain gun and the super shotgun for our trouble. And yeah, so that trap was very disproportionate in that, you know, you're giving me these two fairly good weapons at a time, and then it's just imps that shoot out to give you a hard time. And again, you can move the ceiling down on the far side of the door to make it not just disappear into the sky like that. Let's see. Alright, so we got the blue key. Lets us into here. And now this looks really good. These little alcoves and computer centers. That's very episode 1-ish. And we all love episode 1. The door's very thick as well. It's not a problem or anything. Just looks a bit strange if you look at it too hard. Now, my maps are always too small because I have a habit of making my areas and then stuffing them full of little computers and details until the player barely has any room to move. In contrast, I think these rooms are a bit too big for what they are. But we'll see if anything happens on the way back. I'm taking some careless fireballs to the face here. Whoop. Oh, I suppose you meant me... Yeah, you meant me to get up that way, but it's very easy to just slide round and take it. Alright. So I'll need to get that and that sometime soon. Little demonic shrine there. And again, these rooms are really big, and I think the fighting would be a lot better if you really tightened them up a bit. Because you've just got so much room to move around and circle strafe. It also means that you don't need to find room for tons of detailing as well, because the bigger your rooms are, the harder it is to make them look like not just big blank spaces. That needed a lower unpegged on the door track, but that's an easy mistake. Nope, took care of those. This pathway's a bit straight for outside as well. You could put some kinks into that, make it a little more difficult to navigate. Not much. And this feels like a Rise of the Triad map, where they could only have one height for walls. If you took this down and made it a cave or something and varied the floor height, I think that would make it look really good. Alright. And another cache of weapons! You're being really generous with the weapons. Usually, you want the player to be... you want them to be events, I should say. Have it look important when the player has a new picks up a new weapon. Take that. Whoops. Sorry, fell off. There we go. Right. The broken road and the outside of this fortress is pretty creative, though. Looks like a base carved into the cliff face. Alright, and I'll take that as well. This is a pretty expansive map. Oh, look at that, little circuit in the ground. Oh, I've come around in a full circle now. That's great. Yeah, in general, I would say maybe look at some of the IWAD levels, especially Episode 1. I like those particle effects there. They're sort of bubbly, liquid-cooled computers, taken a bit too literally. Yeah, I would say look at the Episode 1 levels and see how they use the support textures. There's a bit of it here, actually, where you use it to split different textures. And if you make different sections of walls, and don't make them just flat walls, you can have in and out panels, little alcoves, little places to put pickups. And monsters. Let's see. Ah, okay. Chainsaw. But do I get anything for... Do I get anything for getting that, or do I just have to run back out? Oh, I saw there was a biosuit here. Oh, I think I might have been as well to go the hard way round. Alright. Where am I going now? I've got the blue key, I've got the yellow key. So let's head out of here. I like how this was a circuit. So you were never going back through the same place that you'd already visited. Okay, we've got some... The monsters are very, very easy. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, the monsters are very easy compared to the weapons I've been given to deal with them. That's a nice little detail there, where you have the rock wall open and give you a new challenge and a new route as you come over the hill from the red key. But yeah, there's not much challenge to this when I can just step aside. Is that the end? No. Oh no, I suppose we've got the red key. Let's head back there. Where was that? Oh yeah, I remember where the red door was. Yeah, that's good. You've introduced a couple more monsters to surprise the player on the way back. Environments like this are a bit more challenging, where you've got a slightly more cramped corridor. Oh, that wasn't the red key door. Here we go. Alright. Getting into higher tier monsters now in this last section. Well, I assume it's the last section due to the monster count. But you can see I've been playing pretty carelessly, like I always do, and I really haven't had a problem with health. There's a lot of health that I could go back to if I felt like I needed it. There's a teleporter. That's not the end. Wonder what's over here. Right. Oh, thanks. All right. Again, not a tremendous cache of monsters to really justify getting the BFG from it. Okay, outside these walls there is a cyber demon stalking around. Yep. There we go. And that must be the exit switch over there. Alright. So yeah, let me just map O1 back to there. Yeah, I can definitely see you... This is one of those satisfying maps where you can see yourself improving as you go on. From really small cubic rooms to experimenting with outside and then these jagged rocks on the way to the exit. So yeah, I hope that some of my feedback's been useful here. I would, in general, say raise the challenge a bit higher. Don't be afraid to use some higher tier monsters, especially when you're giving out things like the rocket launcher and super shotgun. And maybe tighten things up, because a lot of these environments are really big, which makes it really challenging to put enough stuff in them to make them look decorated. And it also means the player just has tons of room to move around, and they don't really have to get into the weeds of combat. But yeah, I am definitely looking forward to you coming back and hoping that you follow through on your promise to make a new map. And I'll be looking forward to it. Thank you very much.